next protagonist will be Riley Freeman. Hazard.
Okay, I'm gonna try and keep it brief with Riley because there's a lot of shit on him. Basically, he's 8 years old, currently around 10 as of season 4. He's an extremely impressionable third grader who's easily influenced by rap music and basically a wannabe thug. Despite his age and attitude, he's actually just as intelligent as Huey.
Santa, you are a bitch nigga. Wait, hold up. Dear Santa, you are a bitch ass nigga. Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck those socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. I'm coming for that ass again until you pay what you owe. Sincerely yours, the Santa Stalker.
He also has a surprisingly and possibly disturbing amount of criminal aptitude. Basically, he has a lot of knowledge on how to basically commit crime and get away with it. He's also unfortunately very petty and highly aggressive.
Hey, that's your ass, Santa!
Hey, when you old Santa.
Says the word nigga at nearly every opportunity, regardless of who he's referring to.
Or gay.
Nigga, you gay. You gay. Y'all niggas are gay. Nigga, you gay. That's gay.
And unfortunately, he's a bit of a show-off. And by a bit, I mean a lot.
If you look at the clips that many times where if Riley didn't be so cocky and some shit, he probably would have slept well. But mostly the clips and gifs or possibly pictures here would show that Huey's cockiness is always bitten him in the ass many times.
Now, here's a surprising fact about Riley that most people don't know. Despite how he constantly bags on Huey, he actually respects him.
Oh, we're so glad you're okay.
Oh, man, we saw you on the news with all the Marines pointing guns at you. And you was looking hard, too. You was like, what?
Man, Huey, you were really right this time. You said it was going to happen, and it happened. Imagine all the problems we could avoid if we ever started listening to you.
Oops!
Yeah, that's true.
However, he does respect Granddad, though.
Yo, how bad you gotta telegraph your punches for a blind nigga to see him coming, Granddad? I thought Granddad had a heightened sense of falling.
No, that's enough. Now you just stop laughing at your granddaddy. It ain't that. What's wrong with you?
Granddad had hit me written on his forehead in braille.
I said that's enough.
Okay, what you gonna do? Beat me? Maybe I should get a blindfold first.
And what Granddad does to him as punishment a lot. That's his own fault.
Yeah. You forgot one more thing too, Hazard. You forgot he's talented too.
Oh, I was actually about to mention that. He's actually artistically gifted. Granted, I'm supposed to be a graffiti artist and all that. He'd have to be. And of course, one last thing to note about Riley, he plans heists with Ed and Rummy.
Which is probably his worst decision to make for him.
You think he gives a shit though?
Don't get me wrong, what as it says. Like, there are times where Riley has a moral compass or where he knows right from wrong or when something goes bad, he wants to back out.
Mm-hmm. Like the episode of that one kid in Milton.
Exactly. He wanted out, but that didn't go so well for him. But then again, I can't really blame him for that one because it's gunplay and all. But point is, though, Riley does have his head on, but it's just not fully straight a bit. You know what I mean? Just like, who wants to give their thoughts about Riley first?
Nigga, that's gay.
God damn it.
I would say about Riley, I agree with every detail Hazard has said, but I also think about this too while I was watching Boondocks and how Riley acts. He does make very poor decision making, but sometimes he makes those decisions for a reason. Every time they make, it's like everybody said, when you make a choice, it gotta be a reason for it.
But every choice has a pro or con to it.
Exactly. Riley just needs to learn to think more. That's a bad problem about Riley. He doesn't think a lot. He thinks, but not a lot.
But at the same time, he's your spirit animal.
And I want to say is this too. That's why I compare Huey and Riley with this one. Huey is brain smart, like how brain smart, like how he knows about the fucking how it is and like books, reading grades, all that shit. Riley's only focused on fucking street smart.
Technically, Huey's also street smart, just that Riley has more connections in that department.
Yeah, exactly. And Riley's fighting style just on for street fighting.
No kidding.
And using guns as well. He's very talented artist. If he fakes more and uses gift as an artist more, he'd be successful too. Doesn't matter he's street smarts or braid smarts, he still be very talented at what he does. He just don't even realize it. That's the only thing he doesn't. That's the only thing is.
Or he doesn't care.
Yeah, that too. Or he doesn't care because a granddad wanted him to wipe the goddamn house again. That's he may forget about art.
Yep.
And he makes especially for him.
Zammy, your thoughts?
Which is a good development point.
Okay, so when I first saw Riley and when I first started to get to know the character, I thought this dude was a stuck-up stupid ass. But after I saw it, this dude managed to like hold his own business, like with the whole chocolate shit and crap, I started to see that he's actually smart. So he's still up there, like he's fucking like he feeling himself and shit, but he fucking smart. Long story short, don't mess with him. He's smart and he'll beat your ass.
That's an understatement.
I don't know about that second part because when he gets in a fight, he can hold his own, sure, but when he gets overconfident, it bites him.
If he's overconfident, then you got your win, buddy. But other than that, watch out.
Yeah,
Like,
I want to say about.
Go ahead.
I want to say about that too. If Huey and Riley teach each other what they don't know at all, that's the scary thing.
Well, to be fair, they have teamed up before.
No, Huey teaching them. Yeah, I know about Huey teaching them how to do fucking kung fu and martial arts.
Well, to be fair, it's because of Riley, Huey knows how to properly use an airsoft gun.
Exactly.
And to be fair, do I need to point out the scene where they literally shot Uncle Ruckus' sorry ass out the house?
That was a good moment.
They don't really need to teach each other anything when they can basically learn from observing each other, given how they grow up together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do. They do respect each other. Sometimes they get tired. Well, sometimes they get tired with each other, or they want to rip each other's heads off.
It's the latter, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to bring up to the fact where Zammy has mentioned about something about Riley.
Hmm.
He does have some intellectual skills in his own way. For example, like she brought up the whole chocolate business and stuff.
Yeah, how he essentially hijacked it from the school and one of the biggest chocolate sellers in the world, apparently.
And literally, he was literally like his own crime boss, but selling chocolate.
He was basically Scarface 2.0, only smarter.
Exactly.
And at only 8 years old, that's the terrifying part about Riley.
Like I said, street smart.
So
yeah,
imagine him
knows how
10
to
years
run a
older.
business.
I'm just saying, like, think for a second. Imagine him 10 years older pulling that shit.
I'm pretty sure he run some kind of company, but more like of an arms dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because thing is about Riley, he could run his own business, but given what we know about him, I'm pretty sure everyone here in this group can agree that the most likely business he'll run, which has it pointed out kindly, is most likely a drug selling business or an arms dealing business of weapons.
Oh, yeah, because Riley does know his guns a lot. He knows his guns.
Yeah.
That dude has a fucking case of guns in their room.
Yep, and most of those guns, those BB guns, those airsoft guns, most of those are his. Huey has a couple of his own, but most of them shits are Riley's, especially ammo.
Exactly.
And
Riley knows his.
I just remembered something too. There was one scene where there was literally, like, when they opened up their little armory, there's like literally several big ass fucking jars of like airsoft rounds. I'm like, holy shit, is this kid going to war?
Exactly. That's what I said. Riley knows knows where they get it from. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's street smart. He knows where he get it from. He knows where to buy it from. And let's be honest, he knows who can sell it to.
Mm-hmm.
And he got people to help him. Like I'll bring out the chocolate instant. They got Jasmine sitting there and a few other people to help him with that shit. And they both successful.
Mm. Not to mention how Riley's ability to get connections the way he does is borderline terrifying.
Exactly.
Now that we got the main protagonist characters out of the way, now it's time for the grand circus of fucking characters.
Okay. So
go
let's
ahead and go down the list of freaks we got.
Okay, I'm just gonna list the next three in a row because it's all very brief. We got Tom Dubois, who's basically a lawyer who's a prosecutor turned defense attorney. One of Robert's close friends has a crippling fear of being thrown in jail and or anally raped. He has a jealousy streak regarding R&B artists like Usher. Considered a wet blanket in social situations. One of the few people Huey actually respects. No joke. And also gets legal advice from Huey on occasion, which, by the way, actually works. Sarah, his wife, or more open and frisky as opposed to her husband, much more casual about her marriage, has an open attraction towards famous black celebrities. Despite being the dominant figure in the household and times she's born with Tom, she actually does love him, despite, Tom's shortcomings. Both Sarah and Tom are active members of the NAACP, and Sarah's biggest frustration is literally Tom's lack of self-confidence.
Hey, sweetie, you look lovely tonight.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Yeah, but not as nice as you think you look.
Asshole.
Jasmine, their daughter. Biracial 10-year-old due to mixed heritage. This is played up much more in the comics than the cartoons. So yeah, they barely point out Jasmine's biracial nature, her heritage at all in the series. In the comics, it's heavily emphasized. Her personality is basically the exact opposite to Huey, where she's naive and optimistic, Huey is mature and cynical. Jasmine's also incredibly considerate to others and can be considered sheltered because of how she was raised. Her biggest dream is to be a veterinarian. She's also very sensitive at heart, which annoys the shit out of Huey. Despite this, she's still close friends with him. One of the few people in Woodcrest Huey can actually tolerate. And unfortunately, very easy to manipulate. And that's the Block film in a nutshell. So who do you want to talk about first? Tom, Sarah, or Jasmine?
I would say all three of them in one word. Tom, he's a fucking bitch. For fucking reasons.
Which were finally resolved, surprisingly.
For reasons, I still call him a bitch still to this day.
You're welcome to that.
His wife, I would say she's a fucking thought or gold digger. It's between those fucking shits.
You would think that, but believe it or not, and I actually had to do some heavy research on this. Sarah is actually more loyal to Tom than people give her credit for. Because remember, she could have broken up with him at any time.
I'll say this. Sarah's like a thirsty fucking bitch. I had to say that. She's a thirsty fucking bitch.
What she really wants, though, and this was heavily emphasized in season 4, especially the first episode, was that she wanted Tom to be more of a dominant man.
Okay, then just tell me what to do.
That's the problem, Tom. I don't want to tell you what to do. I want you to do what I want you to do, but because you want to do it.
What? But why not just tell me?
Because no woman wakes up and says, gee, I hope my man does everything I tell him to today. You're the man, Tom. Sometimes I want you to dominate. Take control. If I'm out of line, put me in check.
You better check that hole, Mr. Dubois.
You know what? You guys are right. I'm going to go back there and put her in check.
She didn't want to always be in charge. In fact, to a degree, she hates it. So what she really wanted out of her marriage was Tom to be, how to put it, she wants Tom to be more aggressive.
Yeah, like that one episode, like fucking Stinkmeter possessed his fucking body and fucked his wife.
Ironically, Stinkmeter fixed their marriage.
Yeah, and he did. Yes, like I said, she thought it was Tom being like this, but the whole time it was Stinkmeter.
Hey,
that shit was funny.
At least he helped their marriage. I'm about to have sexual relations. No. Stinkmeter, you fucking evil asshole.
And Jasmine, I would say she's a suppressive cinema role. She still good thing she hang around with Huey, so she gonna learn that stop be so naive and not be so manipulated.
But she also tempers his more cynical side to a degree.
Plus, plus the lemonade thing, she keep being manipulated that she'll get a pony. But
no, the thing was, technically, she wasn't entirely being lied to. She just wasn't told the whole truth because
that's what I said.
Because she doesn't know how to negotiate for shit.
Yeah, it's not. I know she's not lied to, but she still get manipulated to work more.
Mm-hmm.
And how he yelled at her.
Basically, put she was set up to end up in debt regardless of what she did.
Exactly. And he would try to warn her about that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Jasmine Cinnamoroll, Sarah's a fucking thirst. Instead of be a thirst. And Tom, he's a fucking bitch. He's just a bitch.
Thankfully, they resolved that. Eventually.
I still call him a bitch to this day.
Fair enough. Okay, who else got thoughts about Tom, Sarah, and Jasmine?
We'll say this: given how they look like the perfect family, they are opposite of that for sure. Given their problems and issues, they look like one of those paintings or pictures you would see as an example of a family or a perfect family and stuff. If you want one of those examples people want to try to show, but once you get to meet the Dubois family, they're real.
Hot mess.
They're a hot mess. And you know what? I have to say this real quick regarding those two. When you try to put Tom, Sarah, and Jasmine as the perfect family, my only reaction is literally J.J. Jameson laughing.
Literally, it's just like it's really not a good Rachel family. Like they do, it's clear that they keep doing their best, especially for the sake of their daughter, because literally.
It shows. I mean, it shows.
It shows, and they try to make progress here and there, and I give them credit for that. But I'm pretty sure if Jasmine wasn't really around for a bit, it's most likely that type of relationship they have would probably end up in a toxic divorce or some shit. You know what I mean?
Potentially.
Yeah.
But
I say potentially as well, but I can point out a few facts why that would happen, because of the whole Usher thing and probably how they always bicker about certain shit, or how freaking Sarah threw Tom out of the house and shit like that. Literally, those are simple small facts of how Tom is jealousy and stuff and things, or how Sarah's clearly unsatisfied with her marriage and something. It just shows that they can be happy, but they are just.
At the same time, though, again, I have to point this out, and keep in mind, I'm not the biggest fan of Sarah myself. But you have to acknowledge that she did let Tom back in the house. She was just angry for more than anything else. If she was really really that pissed at him to begin with, like you're basically implying, she could have easily divorced his ass years ago.
I know. I was just saying what could have ended a divorce if Jasmine wasn't around.
I'm just saying, with or without Jasmine. I mean, to be fair, the whole mess with Tom attacking Usher out of jealous rage, on the one hand, it could be seen as a man defending his wife's honor, but he completely misread the context of that situation, because it was more Sarah trying to introduce Usher to Jasmine because Jasmine happens to be a huge fan.
No, that's not what I'm trying to get at. You're missing the point. I'm saying like how there are cue signs that if Jasmine wasn't really around, those two probably would have been broken up during the whole series, is what I'm getting at. Because if you think about it, given a lot of the times how Tom's jealousy could literally drive Sarah nuts, she could not just stand it. I mean, literally, I'm pretty sure everyone's got that toxic relationship partner and stuff where someone gets overly jealous about something, and it's just push you where you just cannot handle it. Somebody.
Yeah, and that's the truth.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's true.
Zammy, you can agree to that type of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
that little kid practically the reason they're it's like glue. She's the glue.
Yeah,
it almost seems like that, because literally she's too young for that type of stuff, and given how too sensitive she is, she would probably mostly likely break down and go to Huey. And given how Huey she would probably ask Huey to find a way to fix this, and Huey will probably say something like, "What do you expect me to do?" And she'll be like, "Something." And that's when That would be an episode itself right there. Fucking hell.
The sad thing
yeah.
is, Huey probably would help if only because against all odds, he does actually care for Jasmine's well-being.
He does, but there are some times when he literally says, like, what do you expect me to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's still a kid. For example, when Tom asked for Huey's help when he's in all the prison and stuff, and he's like, when he was wrongly accused of a different murder, what he didn't do himself, remember? And he called for Huey of all people to help him out.
He was initially going to
and
call for Granddad, but obviously Granddad was at home, so...
Yeah, but point is, he literally asked Huey of all people to find a way of solution, if you think about it. And Huey just literally said how he was 10.
I agree with Justin what he said. When Justin wasn't involved in it or not there during the series, they will end up with a divorce.
If anything, most likely Granddad would probably try to put some moves on Jasmine if he was into that.
You what?
Not Jasmine being Sarah.
Sarah, sorry. I'm just...
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
My point is, Sarah can be very... It's clear that Sarah isn't satisfied with most of her things in her marriage, and Tom's... And I'm pretty sure Zami will agree with me. This over jealousy or do something stupid shit and get you thrown out of the house is a clear sign that she don't want you around for a good while.
Yeah.
Zami, what do you think?
Agreed.
Thank you.
And he apologized a lot too. He apologized too much. Apologized too much. It's not hard to say sorry for what you did, but apologizing to something that apologizing to what because you're not dominant enough. That's not an apology. That's an advice give you, not a.
I do have to point out for the record that was Tom not understanding what Sarah was after. Because Sarah definitely does still suck ass. Let's be fair.
Let's just agree that the Dubois family, the only likable character for the Dubois family is Jasmine, most likely.
Yeah. Jasmine's the only likable character because she's a princess in a role.
I will, like I said, I gotta give Tom credit though. When he finally, grew a pair, and he finally, stood up for his wife, stood up for himself. Like when it comes down to it, Tom, he finally delivered on, his own personal development. Like it all came full circle. Like when season 4 started, it all came full circle. Let's be fair.
The Dubois family is just a mess.
It is a mess. It is. If they say they're the perfect family, they're not a perfect family.
Again,